Hello everyone and welcome back to another Sims 4 building video. Today we're building with a brand new feature that got added into the game. I would like to say this is all thanks to the new Enchanted by Nature pack, but this has been added to the base game. Today I'm going to be exploring it and seeing what kind of cool things we can create with this. So today I'm going to actually be bulldozing my beautiful little starter home that I've created, but I need to build somewhere in this lot, in this world, and I like the lighting in this world the most out of all of them. It's nice and bright, and this lot actually is quite cool looking with, you know, like the roads next to it. So I thought we could create like a cute little home today using the new glass wall feature. So look at this. I'll explain all about it. I actually have used it a little bit in my Gringles bar. If you've seen that, that was the first area that I've kind of discovered, you know, when I was building for this pack. Kind of early on, they introduced this feature. So I already knew about it for quite some time. And as soon as I figured it out, I was like, there's so many different things we could do with this. So I'm going to take you through it all. So very surprisingly, this is a simple feature to understand. It is actually a wall pattern. So it's going to be showing up in the miscellaneous category just down here at the bottom when you click it. It's going to give you a couple of different things. So if you just have base game, for instance, just to let you know, actually, as a disclaimer, I only have base game as well as Enchanted by Nature installed because this is an early access version, hence why you can see my gallery name floating around the screen quite a couple of times. But if you've got other packs, obviously these will appear here. But as a base game update, we will have these glass walls be a feature. So I'm very excited to actually say that we've got these. And look at this. The way that they work is simply just like a wallpaper. You just paint one side of it and it obviously creates the other side being glass as well. I think that this is such a cool feature. So it comes in a couple of different versions, I suppose. But this, oh my god, this merged with all the other packs. When I can create like really contemporary homes, I think I will actually die. I will die of happiness. This is just such an amazing thing because if you think about it, we've got quite a few big windows. Now, as I said, I don't have all the packs. But even looking at these, like that's just not big enough. That's not contemporary enough. Contemporary architecture is really moving into that kind of glass-like feel where we're really bringing the nature in. We're almost like breaking the boundaries between living indoors and outdoors. And it's kind of like a cool thing now to have a lot of glass on your house. So could you imagine like a ginormous dining room, right? Let's just imagine. You make a ginormous okay, oh, wait a sec. That is weird because I really wanted this to feel, I thought it was every second one that it creates that line, but here it creates it straight away, which kind of makes no sense unless I use, wait a sec. This one barely even has the trim at the top. So this is literally just glass. Like you can barely see this, but wait, maybe I can make this one work. Lord above, I can't even actually see it. Like this is where the glass is. Look, if I go back painting over it, it's like invisible like walls. Imagine if you made an invisible maze. Imagine. I'm giving you all the ideas, guys. I'm just handing them out to you like hotcakes. Okay, could you imagine if we made like a cool little window situation where you create like a cool dining room setup or like a massive like a corner window? Okay, like that would look, okay, I just deleted the whole thing. That would look so cool. And then you could also add more columns around it. Actually, one of the things that I struggled with when I was building for the pack, I was actually using these, and now looking at them, they do seem to go through the whole entirety of the glass. I believe in my bar lot, when you are doing a square, I think I had a few issues with it. So let me just have a little peep. If I do this, for instance, right? Let's raise it up a little bit as well. Then when I took my column, oh yes, so because the column disappears as soon as the wall starts, you can kind of really see awkwardly the column kind of peeking through and being almost like a chunk of it being cut out. And I believe in my bar lot, that did look a little awkward, so I'm not gonna lie. And then the way I wanted to fix it was to put another chunk and then see, of course, from the inside that does look like the chunk is there, but there's such a big difference between where that chunk and this chunk are positioned that then you see a giant hole in the center of it, which I guess it's glass, so like that's how it would work if you genuinely put a glass around it. But I kind of hope that maybe we could get a column, just say, that would just cut through all of this, because imagine if I do that, like look how hideous that looks. Like that makes zero sense. And I do really like to put nice columns. Oh yeah, that literally makes no sense, especially with this, like these big ones. Wait, what about that one? Yeah, you see that one I guess looks a bit better, but it still looks a little awkward. And I get it, like it's glass, it's a thick chunk of something, so how else were they supposed to do it? But I would maybe like to see it just cutting in through, because I like to kind of have corners and a lot of my stuff. I mean, like kind of like here, I don't really like the way the glass just starts. So specifically for like these ones, I kind of like the way there is a little bit of a trim on them. It probably makes that little bit more sense. But when I saw this, I was like, oh no, like it just looks a bit funny because there's like a ginormous gap in there. But look, it's still something that we can work with. I'm not sure whether you can use move objects or anything. What if I put the column down first? Hold on a sec. Let me just try this out because I gotta figure this out. If I maybe put the column down first, right? And then I put this through. Okay, no, that still cuts through that portion. So no, I believe it's still going to do the same thing. I mean, from outside, it looks spectacular. Perfect. 10 out of 10. We love it. But it's just when you're like me and you like to add weird columns on the inside of the house, that's not really going to make a lot of sense. So that is just an interesting little feature that I wanted to share with you because, you know, this feature is obviously going to come with ups and downs, but it's mainly going to come with a lot of ups, really. My other really favorite thing about this feature, and I'm going to just kind of go on about what I like about this, but just say imagine, right, you build yourself a little house and you're like, oh, I guess this is just my normal little house, ladies and gentlemen. Why isn't it creating ceilings for me these days? It's like it doesn't think that that's a room. Now it is. But before, no, it was not. So imagine this, right? So you get yourself like, I don't know, actually, screw the doors. Let's just go back into the glass. You can create your own custom windows. So imagine if you wanted to have like a window here and a window here. Well, you no longer have to rely on just the windows. I could literally just create my own windows. And that is the most contemporary thing I think I've ever seen, because I know we've got a lot of just like singular tall windows, like just say such as this one. That screams modern. We're looking for contemporary. We're looking for like brand new, current to the world. You know, that is probably the nicest little way of making something look so contemporary. And at the moment, I know we only really have like a couple of different features and a couple of different like even trims and stuff, but even now adding a trim like that on that, I think that already looks so cool. I don't know, guys, this might not be your cup of tea, and that's totally fair, but to me, the idea of like being able to make your own window, like imagine, like I see so many homes, especially in Ireland, and weirdly enough, this house, or I mean this world is inspired by Ireland, but I see a lot of people with like kind of, I want to say cottage, maybe shed conversions, right? So they would do like a random shape like that, and then they would have like these ginormous glass wall features because, you know, oh my god, that looks so cool. Oh my god, I love it. Okay, why don't we try, guys? Okay, we're trying this. Why don't we try make a very contemporary home today? I'm gonna try it straight away, and I think I'm going to leave this shape. I think there's something kind of cool about it. Hold on a sec. Let's try make a tiny home. Maybe, obviously I don't have the tiny home residential, but that's fine. We can maybe add something like this, right? Right. Let's do a platform at the top, I reckon. Ooh, contempo galore. Okay, we love this. We defo love this. And weirdly enough, actually, some of these homes, actually, now that I put the roof on, maybe I should have showed you what they do. In Ireland, a lot of people love to do these weird conversions. Can I, this roof on top of the platform? I can, but I don't really want the platform. I don't really want to show you too many pictures just in case like it's actually somebody's house. But just imagine they do something like this, right? Which actually looks really cool here. But they almost get inspired by the idea of like this cattle shed or whatever the heck. And they kind of have something like this. Okay, that even looks too nice. Or like too mystical, but it would literally be like a half rounded wall, and I don't even think I can do that here. Oh wait, I can. So they literally do something like this, right? And then we've got like this kind of roofing on top of it, and you're like, Sandra, what in the name of God? But I swear to you, like, believe me when I tell you, like down the road a couple of minutes from me, we would literally see homes like this, and you're looking at it and you're like, what is that? Like, what is it? But it's just that contemporary style of homes that, you know, even an artist artist like myself questions every once in a while, but maybe that is something we need to build. What do we do? No, do you know what? I'm not going to do it in this way. I think I'm actually going to make this pretty. Let's actually make this look nice. Let me go for maybe something like this. Okay. And then see, like that looks like a lovely family home. So do we want to do homely fam, or do we want to do, okay, homely fam sounds like I'm speaking Simlish. I think I want to do more contempo vibes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this down, copy that same size back over again. And what we will do is actually remove all kind of overhanging little eaves. Oh, there we go, ladies and gents. That is a very common home that you would see in Ireland, which is just bizarre. Okay, I'm kind of actually now thinking that maybe this is where the front door would be. They would have the wackiest little front doors. Maybe the walls would actually be slightly higher. Actually, now that I think about it, how do these glass walls look? With the high wall, they look really cool. Like, it does look cool. You've got to admit, this is something that, you know, somebody else might create, and they might create something so amazing out of it. So I'm very interested to see what you guys are going to create. Why does it make me like a separate thing? Wait, now what if I do this? Also, why are they two different colors? Because there is different swatches of them, but this one seems to be like totally clear. There's like a bronzy shade, kind of a more cool toned gray, and then there's also like a slightly green. I actually don't think you'll be able to even see this. Hold on a sec. Where is the sun pointing? Where is my sun? Okay, it's literally just right above me. Okay, it is noon. So imagine if we just go like this, right? I want to show you the different swatches so that you can see them. I guess you can kind of see them better on the patterned one. So we've got the regular with like a metal kind of gray bluey hue. Then we've got just a lovely black with like a little bit more of a warmer tone. Then we've got this like greeny kind of neutral shade. And then we've got a really much so like bronzy, rusty kind of vibe. This is one of my favorite ones. I think I used that one in my Gringles bar, and I think that one's amazing. This will also look really cool if you're making like a really cool sunroom attached to your house, you know, or maybe like a Victorian house. This is the one that actually came with this pack, which I mean, it's amazing. This one has amazing swatches too. Not just regular swatches, like even like yellow. Imagine making a fairy home, or else you can live as a plant sim. Okay, sorry, I'm getting excited. Imagine living as a plant sim in a greenhouse. Like you make yourself, okay, challenge idea. I'm like gasping every 2 seconds, gasping for air. Leave some air for the rest of us. But imagine you do a challenge where you can only do glass walls. I'm gonna have to do it. Oh my god, I can't believe I just thought of that. Oh, I'm gonna have to do. Okay, so what would be the challenge called? Using only glass walls challenge. So whenever this video comes out, I don't know, my schedule is a little bit all over the place because I do have early access and I'm like sporadically trying to record as many videos because I'm so bloody excited about this pack. But whenever this comes out, do put in the comments if you'd like to see it, and I definitely will do it, because imagine making like a whole entire house of just glass, like no regular walls. Just glass. I love that idea, but also let's rewind back a little bit. Let's just take a breather. Imagine a green sim, no, plant sim, because they did get an overhaul actually, which is really, really cool. You will see a lot of them around the world, but maybe you could create like a fun little greenhouse for your green sim. I mean, that's amazing. I do love it. I'm just giving you all the ideas, guys, so you can take them and run with them. But yeah, let me just show you some of the other kind of swatches before we go any further, because this is a groundbreaking moment, I think, for builders. And obviously, like, I totally understand, and I keep saying it, that, you know, fairies might not be for everybody, but I think the gardening overhaul, the glass walls that we've gotten, you know, we've gotten a lot of things, so they are spoiling us ever so slightly with items that, you know, I did not even expect to be receiving in the game. So I think that is pretty cool, and I'm very excited for you guys to get your hands on this game and really like enjoy it as much as I have been enjoying this. So this will be a lot of fun. And also, if you want to see how I built my poor little builds, the one that I just bulldozed from this lot, I have videos probably already up, so definitely go check them out, because this was a bizarre experience for me to be able to build for The Sims. Like, I hope you guys understand, this is not just something like, you know, a regular person can say. Well, I guess anyone can be chosen for this, but all I want to say is that I cannot believe it was me, and that's all I'm going to say to you guys. And I am so happy and I will forever be grateful. And I'm just yapping while I'm trying to figure out how these work, because you see, my issue with them being cut in half, it doesn't actually happen here because it's almost like the column goes straight through it. So why can't we get that but on the corners, if you get me? But maybe that's a whole different mechanic for, in general, columns being able to be placed on the outside of rooms and not peering in on the inside, you see. So I guess that is not really popular, or not popular. It's not really possible, because the reason being is that it looks better on actual walls. So I feel like I'm asking for a lot. But look, I just wanted to shape my concerns. No, I just wanted to get them out into the open. But these glass walls are definitely going to be game changing for me, and I think we should just get back into building this house. So imagine this. You're living in like a very contemporary little home. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult without packs to be able to build this in a nice way, but I'm going to try. Okay. So oh my God, the big glass door, I guess, but hold on a sec. This is a cool door, actually. Ooh, wait a sec. Oh, this is a happy birthday luxury front door. I actually didn't even see this. The pink. Wow. Okay. Should we just go for black though? Oh, there's a very black swatch, and then there's like a gray. Let's go for the black swatch, right? So let's do this. I think in this house, I'm going to use primarily just like these see-through ones, just to really see what they look like when you place items around them, and kind of the light they emit as well. So I think I'm going to actually try and not use any regular windows. Like, I think we'll just use these. Like, technically, that's kind of all you really would need. Hold on a sec. I don't even know if this house is big enough, because how am I supposed to do anything in here? So like, just say, imagine this. This is your little bedroom, like a small little bedroom space. Then downstairs, you would have like a kitchen sitting room. So maybe we could do like a small bathroom this way. So you would have like sitting room, kitchen, very small house. Should I make it like a 1 smidgen bigger, I fear? Then again, I'd have to make it 2 smidgens bigger, because it wouldn't make sense. Yeah, maybe let's extend it out by, if I do 1, then this wall is not going to make sense. Although no, it still does make sense. I could just have the door out like that, which I love the way I can just like drag this glass. Like, you can make some very interesting glass sculpture, not glass sculptures, but like glass architectural designs. I think there's just so much potential for this, and I'm just so excited for you guys to see this, because I feel like you're gonna love it, especially for contemporary builders. And it's weird for me to say that I'm like praising like contempo vibes in like a very much so nature and enchanted pack, but you guys are gonna love this if you love a good contemporary build. This is the type of feature that we didn't know we needed with the Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. Fairies are coming to your cinemas. That's cool. But I think I'm going to add this as a glass wall here as well. See, this is also where my other problem arises, because now that wall isn't technically, wait now, it's meeting at the top, but through the glass, it looks like it's like cutting in at an angle. Wait a second. That looks a bit weird. See, this is why then I would put a column there. Why is that? Oh, it's at an angle because it's meeting the wall, and now we can see the actual structure of the wall. So that's how the walls meet at an angle. They don't just like clip into each other, they kind of cut each other in half. So when I add this, it gets a little confused. I get what you mean. Okay, that's a little silly, because I feel like if the 3 walls are meeting, they should have just made that as a straight line rather than showing that cut in there. So now then that would possess me to put a little column there, and I obviously can't, because if I put a column there, you'll still be able to see the issue on the inside. See, I don't know how to get around that issue without just not having a wall like this, because like over here it's fine because it's just cutting into it, but it's just when you add a wall, yeah, unless I just make this bedroom bigger just to forget all about my problems. Yeah, that's probably a better option. Problem solved. Just don't build like that. Okay, let's actually still make this as our little bathroom. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, so we could have like a sitting room, kitchen, dining. I think that would look pretty interesting. And then upstairs, okay, we need actually stairs. Stairs are something that we need. Now, there's one thing I want to tell you guys that I really, really hoped for in this pack. I really wanted spiral staircases. I think especially with that design of like these Sylvian spiral ceiling rail, if we could get something like that in a spiral staircase, I would be absolutely in love. And I really thought that this would be the time that we get it, which we didn't, which is totally fine. I mean, there's plenty of other opportunities where the Sims can implement that, but I just really thought that this was going to be the day. You know, I was very excited, but yeah, my excitement was cut short when I realized no, Sandra, we are not getting those. Please stop ever getting everyone's hopes up. We are not getting those, and now I don't know where to put the stairs. I can't get up. This house is so small. What the heck am I doing? I guess maybe I could do something like this. But like that is cutting through my glass. But maybe that's kind of cool that you can see that. Okay, wait now. I kind of like this. So then upstairs, what we could do is we could actually maybe just leave this whole space opened, and we could maybe have like a second little hangout spot and maybe like a desk of some sort. So maybe it's okay that the downstairs is quite small, because you'd be like, where do I hang out? Hang out upstairs in the office and the hanging out space. So maybe that's okay. I wish we also had like a singular tall version of this so that I could, you know, use large doors on the inside of the house, because now I'm left with these, and now that looks like baby door next to big daddy door, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. So I don't know what to do with that idea. Like, you know, the way we've got like really high arches, why can't I get more really high doors? Well, that is a question for a different day, I'm sure. Okay, so let's just do a kitchen, a bathroom door right here. Okay, so far I'm pleasantly surprised with how the lighting is actually managing to work, because sometimes you put like too many singular thin big windows and the lighting glitches out and it freaks out. But so far the lighting that's coming in through, it's not too bad. Like you can see over here when I highlight the wall, you can kind of get blinded a small bit by it, but it's not necessarily the worst. I would say I probably have seen worse with regular windows for some reason, so I really don't know what the story is with that, but I kind of like it so far. I don't think there's anything too weird about it. Okay, my ceiling is a bit weird though. Yeah, modern contempo, we all love to see it. Right in the middle of this beautiful, like, majestic town. But you know what? This town is actually inspired by a town that I live really close to. And it is such a mixture of, like, literally this. Like, they have this spot on. Like, I'm not gonna lie. They have it really spot on. But it's so funny because, like, the coastal areas right here, you see, I 100% would say that these homes do exist that have their own, like, private little docking section. But a lot of those homes would actually be very rich, like, owned by a lot of rich people. This area that they're inspired by actually houses quite a lot of very, I don't want to say like posh rich people, but like a lot of people buy holiday homes in this area as well. So a lot of the homes these days are being refurbished into literally what looks like this. So I don't think this is a too far-fetched idea, but I know I have to explain it because you guys, how are you guys supposed to know? I'm obviously explaining this to you guys now because we're here together exploring this all together, but that is just the way it works. Should I put another window here? I feel like I should. Maybe I don't like the way you can kind of see the things cut through. Maybe this is the type of window that I would prefer because it has like a little bit of a border. I'm not sure what to think about it actually. But then like I like this kind of infinity window here. So maybe we can actually do this type of window everywhere else, but that is actually like an infinity window that we've got. Let's maybe paint the house and see what we can come up with. So I definitely want to go for like either plain white or maybe like some black colors. So a definite, oh, this is where the first problem arises, guys. Look at this. So I'm like, let's paint the walls. Okay, yeah, when you paint this whole section, yeah, the windows disappear because the windows are paint. So that makes a lot of sense. So you will have to be very carefully kind of going around this, which look, I'm not going to complain because I still think that this is probably one of the best features we've ever received in The Sims. But yeah, just know that you've got to do this. And now looking at that edge, maybe that looks better obviously when the wall is painted. But like my silly little brain would still, you know that, oh my God, what's that column called? It's from Get Together. It's like just this really plain skinny one. Everyone uses it. It's like a square kind of one. That right here, I think would look really well. So yeah, I cannot wait to actually build with this pack when I get all of my other packs, you know, put into this as well. But I think there's pretty good potential in this. I'm not going to lie. Maybe we could do something like that at the bottom, like a nice little textured little number. I think something like that would look really nice. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. No, I'm happy with this. Yeah, that's supposed to be like a section like this. Okay, that is cool. We love to see it. So now that is our modern little contempo home. Do we love it? Yes, we do. Oh, do we add some planter boxes or does that ruin the aesthetic? It kind of is looking kind of cool if we add some planter boxes. Maybe that's actually like a nice way to add a little bit of like a divide between them. So it almost looks like it's one singular window. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I would love that if this was my house, but I'm not really sure whether I would really like my house to look like this. I always, every time I drive past these like really schnazzy looking homes, I'm like, oh, look, another vet clinic, because they all remind me of like a contemporary modern looking vet clinic. Oh, I don't know. I think it's really funny, but I mean, I wouldn't say no if I had a house like this. So definitely don't get me wrong there. Actually, another thing I will say now, if we know that it's possible to do glass wallpaper, the next thing, Sims, is to do glass flooring. So that way then I can create glass ceilings. And when I'm doing my little patio with my little edges, Wait, I'm gonna explain it to you because I feel like you guys, if you don't usually watch my videos, you might not know. But I like to do these little trellis designs. Oops. If I could then paint these little sections with glass, we could have like fun trellis glass designs. And I think that would be something that we should probably work on next. I don't know. I'm just giving you the ideas, guys. I know we would all love it. I feel like I can speak for all of us when I say that we would all really love it. Anyway, so if we're going with that like modern contempo style, I feel like we definitely would have a driveway because cars are obviously a necessity in Ireland, because getting around these areas is definitely a must to have a car, because like we're in the crackers of nowhere half the time, so you gotta have a car. So I would say we would have like a nice stone little driveway, because if this house was just recently built, they haven't tarmacked it yet because it's so expensive to tarmac, so they wouldn't have done that. But they did maybe add a little bit of like a nice stone at the front. Maybe actually like this white stone. They did like a lovely little driveway like that. I think that's pretty cool. Should we put it on a little bit of a foundation? I feel like we should. Up once, please. Thank you very much. And we could maybe just do it like a gray. Oh, fancy. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm getting very excited about this house. Wow, how snazzy and fancy are we? That is what we do. That is just how we live. You would even have like fancy like garden pots like here and stuff. Oh, you definitely would. Like you'd even have like these somewhere, but I don't even know where to put these at this point. Maybe you would actually have one of these here. Like just weirdly enough, there would just be one there. You know, we just wouldn't think about it. And then why don't we just put one of these up here? Because this is one of the new planter pots that comes with the ability to plant whatever plant you want. And oh my God, I'm obsessed. Maybe not that plant actually. Maybe like more like the fern thing. Oh my God, I love them. They're like my favorite little things. So I'm gonna just put that out there because I think it's adorable. Okay, imagine if you could actually put these. Oh my God, I'm gonna get sick. I didn't realize. Wait, can I just grow my ferns here? Oh. Okay, I'm screaming. My neighbors are thinking I'm getting murdered. I think that is so cute. I mean, that's a bit weird to have lilies growing in the ground like this. But I mean, for the purpose of this bloody video to show you this, oh, we're doing succulents in the ground, everybody. Succulents all around. Oh my God, I cannot believe that this is the case, that we could do this. I'm gonna do it just because I think it's funny and I think it actually looks really cute. I'm gonna actually get sick and start crying all at the same time. Just be a big mess. Wow, you could put these anywhere. Oh my God, I'm obsessed. Like I'm actually devastated. No, I'm obsessed. Okay, anyways, enough on the outside because we wouldn't have too many things on the outside. Let's just work on the inside. So let's work with these glass windows. I mean, I love the fact that we now have a platform because that almost looks like a trim of the window. So yeah, I like it. But I feel like if I was tired, I would walk straight down the stairs and I would just walk out through the glass. Like, look how funny that looks. I mean, there is a little bit of like weird reflections actually. Do you see that? It's like a little cursor design. Oh, that is a very interesting. Okay, I'm looking at it in my OBS recording thing, but that is a very interesting design that they've decided to put as the reflection, and now I can't unsee it. I can just see that weird design everywhere. Okay, anyways, don't mind that. Let's just do the house really quickly just to see what it would look like. Just when we put in some items in, you know, I'm interested to see how these walls will act. Like, you know, even this room now seems still a bit dark, even though I've got a saucer. But I feel like the game almost still thinks that the window, sorry, that this glass feature is not technically a window. Because imagine this now, I add one window and it's so bright, do you get me? If I was to paint this, oh, okay, it goes slightly brighter, but it doesn't automatically give you as much brightness. Also, maybe it does. Maybe I'm just making things up. Okay, no, maybe that is cool. I don't know. Anyways, oh my Lord, I keep forgetting. I keep like wanting to paint the whole room, but I forget that there is a glass wall. So I have to paint each wall individually now. That is a problem I didn't know I would encounter. And I really don't want to be complaining about that problem because it's not really a problem. But like I went up and I was like, oh yeah, let's just paint the whole room white. And then this is what happens. So I guess that could be something that will catch a lot of people out. But like, look, we're not going to complain. We're going to be grateful and we're going to be happy that we've got glass walls. We're not going to be complaining about this. We can just paint things by hand. I mean, for console players, I can imagine it would be kind of annoying to paint each wall bit by bit. Unless you just like paint your inside walls and outside walls first and then you add your windows, you know. I mean, I am definitely using this as a very different way of using this feature. I feel like this is not what The Sims totally intended this glass wall feature to be used as, but this is what I wanted to try with it. So this is what we do on my channel. We do things wrong, and that's how we figured out that we need floor version of this glass. Okay, another thing I've figured out that it really pisses me off is, well, this pisses me off in general too, but banisters going through walls, that pisses me off on a regular basis, so don't even worry about that. But a banister now going through glass, yeah, that pisses me off even more. Okay, so I wish we could maybe instead just have banisters on one half of the stairs. Why do we feel the need to put them through that wall? Because obviously they disappear downstairs into the wall, but then once you come up to this feature, you can really see them now, which is a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie, but look, there's nothing I can do about that now, so I guess that's still okay. Okay, I'm trying to figure out curtains with this to make it make sense, and I'm kind of thinking that maybe to determine that there is like a corner here, if I had my really like a favorite curtains, you know, the ones I'm talking about, I could do like a really nice corner curtain thing, you know, where I could like almost show you that like, yeah, there is a window there, like that is a window, because like it kind of looks a little awkward putting curtains like that attached to the glass. So I'm almost thinking the ones that I'm using are actually these ones, and like they're not even long enough because then like they kind of finish just at the skirting board. But I guess that's something I will do today. I'll just kind of put them like maybe a half up like that, just to show you that like, oh, we close these curtains at night. Okay, that looks a bit silly, I'm not gonna lie. Now that I think about it from the inside, maybe that's not a good look. Huh, maybe that would look better. But that looks more like, I get it, it still looks modern, right? But I feel like it doesn't look as contemporary, if you get what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't look as new. Oh yeah, no, that looks so much better. If I just had my little column and if I could like cut it in, that would look much better. Anyways, whatever, it's still a cool feature, we're not gonna complain too much. Okay, I know this probably won't work because the stairs are so close, but look how cool you can make like a little breakfast area and you can look out the beautiful window, which I do think that this will be a very cool look, but I just can't see where like the glass ends. I can't really see it, so it's a little bit difficult to figure out what's going on, but that would be a pretty nice look if I maybe had the steps back a little bit. I don't know. Maybe we could just do it for the sake of this. I think it's pretty cool and I kind of like it. So maybe let's do it. Then actually under the stairs, what I am going to do is I'm going to actually use these chairs which came from the Enchanted by Nature pack, because they beautifully have graced us with regular black and white swatches. So you could actually use this chair as a regular like household chair. You know, you don't necessarily have to be a fairy to use this chair. I think that looks really interesting, and I'm very glad that we've got something like that in the game. I think that's pretty nice and very considerate of all the people that, you know, might not give a crap about the fairies but still want new content and just have this a part of their game. Because as I'm showing you, there's, you know, that glass feature obviously still not a part of the game. It is a base game update, but you know, people might want this pack because of my builds, you know, so you just never know. So you just got to be considerate of everybody. I will still never be able to get over the fact that I built for this pack and people can see my builds in this pack for the rest of their life. I actually don't think I'll ever figure this out. Every once in a while, I just kind of forget that I was doing it. And I would kind of think to myself, I'd be like, oh, there's nothing really going on at the moment, is there? And then I'm like, oh, wait a second. Yes, there is. Your whole life is going on right now, Sandra. Calm down. And then like, it would just be impossible to calm down. So yeah, it almost like kind of made me forget every once in a while that I was doing it. Because like it was such a long process that like, yeah, you'd forget. Because like, how can you think of everything all at once? No, you can't. But it just like every once in a while when I would snap back into reality, I was like, oh Lord above, I am doing something so cool. I cannot even for the life of me explain it. It's just bizarre. It's crazy. And I'm forever going to be obviously extremely grateful for this opportunity. But you know, I sound like a broken record. So I've said that about 100 million times already. Okay, you see, even like on this corner, it looks a little weird when there's no column or nothing kind of distinguishing between that wall ending and the glass starting. Maybe that's something that like kind of makes me confused a little bit, but it does look really cool. I just feel like I need a column or something. I know I keep going back to this, but I could just use this one because this one has a line. But when you want like an infinity window, it almost like kind of just ruins the illusion for me. But that does automatically make the house look better. So maybe I need to use that one instead. Yeah, let's do that, I guess. Okay, also now that I think about it, I was going to put a curtain here, but in base game anyways, we don't have long enough curtains. Like none of these curtains are long enough. So I feel like we now need to get adjustable curtains so that if I want to put like a little regular curtain on this window, this glass feature, it would make sense because that just looks so silly. That looks like it shrunk in the wash. The poor little curtain shrunk in the wash. Or else we kind of get these. Oh, these will be cool actually. These probably make sense because it's like, oh yeah, we've got like automatic shutters and we just press a button and they close, you know, like that kind of way. Yeah, so I guess this is cool. We could use these. Oh, yeah. Kind of look a bit silly there, crossing over each other. But imagine like, oh, that's literally what you would see driving past. And you would see they would have like the ones where you could just like sit on your phone being like, close curtain number 3 downstairs, you know? Something like that. That does look pretty cool though. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, interestingly enough, actually, when you like tile that wall, you can see the tiles when you're like outside. You see that like coming through the window? Like you could see the tiles like hugging that wall. So that's pretty interesting. Why can't you see it on that side though? Oh, that is very strange. So you can see it only on one wall. And that is also the one that has, I think, the both trims on both ends. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not really sure about that one. Okay, I know I keep like changing the colors of all of them, but I am just trying to figure it out. Okay, so I just did a very quick bathroom downstairs. Very modern, very black and white and contempo vibe. So let's move on upstairs. Just going to do a very quick bedroom. Yeah, the bedroom is the one thing I'm most excited. Oh, we could use this bed. The bedroom is the thing I'm most excited about with these windows because I think they just have such really cool potential. Because imagine you're like lying in bed and like being able, okay, everyone in town can see you, but like that is just the beauty of these like contemporary homes, that like the glass and the windows are such a big important feature these days in these homes, that like that's just the way it is and people can just see into your house. Like sometimes I kind of laugh at it. I think it's pretty funny, but maybe that's just the way. That's the way, or the future of our homes are going, you know. That's just the way it's going to look. And we just gotta get used to it at this point. So I'm glad that we actually have a feature like that in the game now. I think that is pretty interesting. So yeah, I'm very excited to use this like with all of my other objects and actually try and make like a really contemporary home. Like even, you know, like with my wall panelings and stuff, like, oh, I think it'll be so fun. Like it will just be brilliant. Like you guys best believe I'm gonna be probably using this feature quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie, because it just has like such brilliant potential, you know. It really does. Because we're not just bound by like and forced to use the exact same windows all the time. I could literally make custom style windows, which I think giving us abilities like that is only just going to get us more greedy and get us to want more things. Like imagine I put like a lovely plant here, right? And then maybe we also do like another little potted plant here next to it, like a black one. Maybe we could do this one. Oh my god, how lovely does that look? And then we do like a white one of these new chairs. Wait, now, is there a nice... There's a regular white one with like a little pillow. I think that's pretty cute. Like, that doesn't look too bad. Is that clipping? I don't think it is. Oh, that's so cute. I actually really love that. I think that's really, really nice. Just have like a little tray here. Maybe we could put the apothecary thing on it. Oh, that doesn't go up there. Okay, fair enough. Don't mind me. That does not go up there. Just ignore what I just said. Oh, a guitar. Yes, look at this cool room. I would have loved to put my tray up there, but obviously that can't work. So look at this. I think that does look pretty interesting. I think we can make some very interesting builds with this. I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited. This is going to look good. Okay. So that is your bedroom. And then let's just do a small little office area. I know I'm like twisting the camera around like I don't know what I'm doing, but let's just do a regular, maybe like a little black table, spinny little chair, nice PC, lamp, beautiful little flower on the other side. Maybe let's make it a green just to match the aesthetic. Maybe add this color wall with this painting is forever going to remind me of my Ladipo household. If you've seen me build that, let me know. It is actually one of my favorite builds I think I've ever done, and it is like a base game, like a family home, and I think it's just got such cool potential. So I'm very excited for everyone to see it. I think it's gonna look cool. What if I put like a little chair scenario? Okay, does that look even Does that look any good or does that look shocking? I kind of feel like it looks shocking, but I think I might just do it anyway. Okay, I think that's a pretty cute little hangout spot. I don't think that looks too weird or anything. I think that looks interesting. You've got a little bookcase and stuff there as well. Maybe we could just add like a little easel or something. I think maybe something like that here might also be a fun little look to add another thing for your Sims to be able to do here. I think that looks pretty nice. And yeah, so like, do I put another curtain here then? I guess I would, just in case you wanted to close off that space. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's an interesting thing, you know, with the shapes and the curtains. Not really sure how to feel about it, but I'm sure that's something that we'll be able to kind of figure out as we're going. But yeah, that's your little upstairs office space. So now that completes our little contemporary little home. And I mean, look at the way that looks through that window. I mean, that looks like a totally different game. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed. That looks so adorable. Look at that house. I mean, I really love this. I don't know about you guys, but the fact that it just cuts through this house, wow. Like, that is so cute. And I think, you know, with other packs maybe and with other ideas, we will really be able to make some very interesting builds. And I think as a feature, it does look really cool. Like, I mean, it's meant to be see-through. So I think they did a really good job portraying that. I think that's going to be, oh, the ceiling. Now you can see through into up there. Okay, like you can kind of see in up there now, which is kind of weird. Sorry, I don't know why I'm like nitpicking on this, but I just kind of really wanted to figure as much of this out as much as I can with you. Yeah, you see like from here you can kind of see a gap up above there. I wish there's something that we could put there, like a little trim, because I don't think like these trims really would work there unless I use like this as a trim. But like, would that even help? Oh, kind of actually. Hold on a sec. That kind of did help it, but do I really want that to be all throughout the whole house? Maybe something like that actually doesn't look too bad. Maybe just a skinnier one. Oh wait, did I use the big one or did I use the skinny one? Wait, what about the skinny one? Oh, you can still kind of see it with the skinny one. So it technically has to be the... Wait, now, oh my god, the camera is just doing its own bloody thing, isn't it? I think it has to be... Okay, you won't be able to see it. It has to be the thick one for it to make sense. So maybe I will leave the thick one just because I don't really like that gap in there. I think it is a little bit annoying. You can't really see it here. So when you have a second floor, it kind of automatically just goes up the second floor. Whereas if you are kind of going into the roof, the way that the roof meets that glass, it's just a little bit weird and a little bit confusing. But I really love the way this looks. I mean, I'm so obsessed with this feature that you guys, I'm going to be building with this all the time. Like, I'm going to be building feature glass walls for the rest of my life, and you best believe it. Like, we could do even like a little shed with a glass feature, or like we could do obviously a brand new little greenhouse. We could make just so many exciting things. And because gardening is like one of my favorite things in The Sims, especially to make money, I think that this will really open up a whole world of different possibilities, but also for contemporary builders. Look at this. Like, tell me that you're not excited with the way that looks. The way that light is coming through and those plants, the way they're looking there, it is actually so nice. And you best believe that's actually all base game. Like, that actually does look really good. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. I'm ecstatic that we've got these new features because it really does expand our horizons. And if you primarily just build, this is going to be game changing for you. So I guess, oh, my little fairy sim living in this little contemporary home. Let's maybe do a little tour, shall we? I guess what I haven't done is maybe there would be like a little path. Wait, actually, I think that I did that a little bit wrong. There would be like a small little path to actually enter the home. So maybe that looks a little bit better. Yeah, that actually, like, because how else would your people come through, like your friends? So I guess you would have to have a little bit of like a path, and I'll just put a little bit of stone kind of guarding that. So yeah, that makes sense. So that would be actual entrance for pedestrians, but 90% of the time you would probably be using the car. But anyways, let's head on over into our beautiful little contemporary home. I mean, that couch looks a little bit silly in front of that window, but whatever. Let's head on over. Let's do a little tour. Ta-da! Okay, so the house is very simple, very straightforward. I love these chairs. I will definitely be using these just regularly throughout my contemporary homes. I think that looks really cool. We've got one of the new plants over here, which I love, that dark green leafing on that. Then we've got a little nod to the fairies with this little fairy door. And I actually, wait now, I was going to add this. So in Ireland, we've got like little fairy forests. So in parks where like you walk and stuff, you would see like tiny little doors, right? And they would be attached to a tree. So like kids in preschools would make these doors and they would like nail them to the trees or just like put them near the trees, and you would say like fairies live here, and they create these magical areas, which I actually think is so adorable. And the fact that we've got a little door like that is so cute. I think that is just one of the cutest things that we've got in The Sims, and I'm going to be putting in a little fairy door into all of my builds as much as I can remember, because I think that is really cool, and that is a very, very fun little feature. But it is also like a cute little sculpture, so you don't, I suppose, have to use it as like a little tree feature. You can also use it as a sculpture. So yeah, I decided to put that up there, and then my weird washed out little picture of these should be butterflies. Oh, there we are. We've got little butterflies also as a little nod to the fairy world, because obviously this is the fairy pack. But anyways, let's check out maybe the bathroom next. So this is our little bathroom, very straightforward, very nice big wall. So yeah, we've got the planter box up there peeping through, which is fine. So yeah, I don't understand why this side of the wall kind of hugs the tiling all the way throughout that little edge, whereas this one, it kind of adapted to the outside wallpaper. So that looks a little bit odd. I'm not really sure what that is and how I can fix this. I'm sure once you guys get your hands on this, you will be a lot smarter than me, and you'll be able to figure this out a lot sooner than me. But anyways, this is your cute little black and white bathroom. So then you come through here and you've got your beautiful kitchen, and also the fact that all of this is base game. Like, wow, we're really moving up in the world. Wait, where did my plant go? Hey, it disappeared. I had a beautiful little monstera in here. Wait, can't put the monstera in there? Wait, why? Huh? Okay, my plant stopped working. One sec. Maybe that one just glitched out. Okay, now it's working. Maybe if it's like, if you put it in too close to the wall, they kind of disappear. But I'm really not sure what happened there. But it is back. We've got the monstera back in there. I'll keep an eye out on that. I'm not sure what the story is with that. But anyways, we've got another cute little plant that came with this pack. But yeah, as I was saying, I cannot believe those counters and everything you see here is base game, because we're actually really moving up in the world with base game. So I'm not gonna lie, I really do like this space. Now, I don't know whether this is functional. Also, where is my other half of my railing? Okay, there we go. I don't know what's happening today, guys. Oh my god, everything's just disappearing. Anyways, so this is where you've got your nice big I said window feature, which I do think looks really cool, and I cannot wait to actually see this in other lights. Wait, now can I change the lighting in here? I can't. What if I just change it like here? Wow, so this is the afternoon light coming, well, the evening time coming in. Lovely dark lighting. This is nighttime, so it will look very nice and cozy at night looking out, and you can see the moonlight peeping in. Oh, that weird little window like reflection. That reflection is so dramatic, but whatever, that's fine. So yeah, that's what it looks like at nighttime. And then what about the morning time? Oh, that's actually lovely. Like, I'm obsessed with this wall feature. I don't know, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm obsessed. Anyways, let's head on upstairs, where we are greeted with this little design glitch, which I do not like. I just really wish we could press shift. Like, is that maybe something we can do and I'm just silly? Hold on a sec. Can I delete the banister? Right. So then if I pick up a white banister, if I was to click shift, I wish I could just put the banister on one side of the wall, whichever wall I decide. That is obviously not something that we've got in the game thus far, but hopefully maybe sometimes that will be a feature that we could implement, because that would add a lot of realism. Because like, why would you have the banister through the glass? Like, that just seems like a lot of unnecessary work for the people that installed the windows. But okay, anyways, so that's what we've got upstairs. So oh, I love the light coming through. Okay, look at this and tell me you're not excited. Whoa. Okay, that beautiful light on the floor. It's a full open window, and I know we've already had like full length mirrors, windows, but this just gives me so much beautiful light freedom. It almost makes it so airier and brighter, and I just see the contemporary vibes. I just see them, and I'm itching to try. I'm itching to try it with all my other packs. I cannot wait. But yeah, that's what it looks like. I think the lighting is beautiful. Like, you can see it even here on the floor. Like, imagine just chilling here. Oh, I love it. Guys, I just love it. Anyways, this is your little beautiful area over here. And then the last room of the house, which is your bedroom. Okay, right. So I see, like, maybe I do wish that there was like a tiny little skinny line in the middle somehow. So I guess maybe with like the skinniest little column, I would be able to achieve that. But that is a little annoying. But I mean, other than that, the lighting, chef's kiss. Beautiful, fantastic. We love it. Through the mirror, like, as a reflection, it almost looks like there's absolutely no glass there at all. It almost looks like I forgot to put in a wall, which is kind of nice, but it just seems very freeing. It feels very open and bright and airy. And as I said, the contemporary vibes are immaculate, and I don't think there's any way that without this update we'll be able to kind of mimic that same feeling. I think that this is a very brand new feeling for the game. And the lighting that, oh my god, the shadow of the plants, this is beautiful. I'm sorry now, guys, that lighting in this room is gorgeous, and I think that this is just the best thing ever. This is the best thing that I've built with. So now imagine if we could get the same thing as a floor tile, and I could almost do like floor. Do you know like the thing that I use? It's like the glass panel from Island Living. Imagine that, but just make that a floor tile for me, and I will just be so excited. So let me know what you think of that idea, and hopefully the Sims will hear our pleads. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm absolutely obsessed with the way that this house turned out with this new wall feature. I don't know about you guys, but I will be using this constantly. Like, just looking at that, it just is giving me the absolute dream home vibes. That is what I want my dream house to look like. I am just obsessed, and I'm delighted, and I can't thank this team enough for adding this into the game. Wait, guys, before I go, I actually figured out another cool little feature, which I feel like I already knew about this. What if we then make this glass and all of this glass, and we can paint the glass upstairs as well? So you could actually turn all of this, you could just have a glass roof, like forever. Like, I am definitely doing a glass challenge. Oh my god. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna leave you with this beautiful image of my home right here. Let me know what you think of the no walls build, where I just use glass wall build idea. That would be an extreme challenge that we could take this. I think that would be a lot of fun. Let me know any other ideas that you have with this new amazing features, and of course, if you have any questions about this, do pop them down in the comments, and I will try and answer them as best as I can, because I've played with this feature already as we've developed the game, and I suppose as I worked on my builds, so I'm quite familiar with this. But this was a very interesting video to kind of iron out the creases and really just see what else we can kind of push these with. But anyways, check out some of my previous videos down below. Don't forget to use my creator code if you are looking to purchase, just say this pack or any other pack for yourself through the EA app. That will support me directly as a creator, as a portion of every sale that you use my code with will go directly to my channel. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye.